So then, please introduce yourself, Kris.
I'm Kris Van Der Haegen, Coach Education Director of the Belgian FA and Assistant Coach of the Women's National Team. And beside my role in Belgian FA, I'm also a UEFA JIRA panel member, which means that I'm one of the expert panel from UEFA to do quality control all over Europe and to try to keep the standards as high as possible in all the 55 national associations.
Okay, and you're also a coach, right?
Yes, I'm coaching with our women's team, and I'm also in my grassroots club, where I live in my village. I'm still the technical director of the coaches, or like the coach of the coaches, just to help them to develop the players in the right way, and the right way is the way that fits in our philosophy and our vision of development of the club, which is 100% the vision of development of the Belgian FA.
Okay, and what was your motivation to become a coach?
Yeah, if I just presented who I am now, but to understand why I became a coach, we have to go back and to go to see what I did before, because I'm working for 14 years now at the Belgian FA, but before I was 22 years a teacher, a language teacher. So I was teaching French to 17 and 18 years old students. And that explains why I started coaching and why I became a teacher. So I started very early coaching at 16 years old, and at the same period I was 100% sure I want to become a teacher. Okay. So I wanted to work with youngsters, to help to develop them, to help to see them grow and flourish, and that's 100% my DNA.
Okay, perfect. So you started with coaching in sports, then become a teacher, and then go back to the sports.
Yeah, but in fact, when I was a teacher, I was playing football myself, and in my club where I played football, I was coaching the under 15, under 16 boys. That was the start with that category, and I grew. I was following them because there was it was like a social event. Every game was a social event with our team in the weekend, and in the week it was about learning. How can we become better? And I was following them till they were 18, 19. And then I changed club as a player. I went to the national leagues, and then I started coaching in that club, where I played for 10 years and where I'm still technical director now in Zottegem. And as we played at the national level, we had to train more. I started there doing the younger age groups. Even my son, when he was 11, 12 years old, was in my team. So, and then was growing up doing the courses, coach education courses, and going from the B level to the A level. We had to do the older age groups. So I was growing up in the club and coaching the under 16, under 17. And then finally, at the age of 35, I was in the A license and I needed to coach senior football, but I was still playing. So that has been a crucial moment in my life, because I was player in the third league, and I asked the club, can I want to stay as a player, but I also want to coach the reserve team. And in the club they say, no, that's not possible. You cannot combine these two roles. I said, but I do it with the under 16 now. So because and they said, no, that's youth academy and with the senior team. But you cannot do it with this reserve team. So there was only one decision, was to leave the club, and it has been a very good decision when I see then how I develop, because from 35 till 40, in these 5 years, I have been player coach or coach player.
Okay.
So I was I was the coach and I was player at the same time, which gave me a huge amount of information about what you do in training, how you affect the players. And then at the age of 40, my original club, who said you cannot do the reserve team, they called me to become coach of the senior team.
Okay.
So then I went back coach in the national, and we won the first year we were second, and the second year we won the league, and we went to the third league. And then I did this for 5 years, but during these 5 years, Federation, Belgian FA asked me to come to be a manager of the coaching courses. And then I left school and I fully started making my passion my job. And that's what I'm doing now for 14 years.
Okay, very interesting. And so you have so many experiences at all levels in sports. But now we are here on the ICOACHKIDS conference, and I think it's a special role for coaches to being with kids. So what, in your opinion, is the role of coaches with kids?
Yeah, very, very important question. And that's also the reason why I'm one of the founding members of ICOACHKIDS. And sometimes people say, how is that possible? You're working in the elite game and you start collaborating in the ICOACHKIDS environment. And that's because of my vocation. I really know that the most important thing in football, it's grassroots, because it's the foundation of the pyramid. And I'm so happy to be in Belgium, because in Belgium we made a huge investment in grassroots football and in coach education for grassroots football. And it's really, I'm really convinced about that. The quality that we deliver there makes that our pyramid of elite football is doing so well. And that's the reason why I also want to invest time in that grassroots football, because you can never forget where you are coming from. So everything I get now from football, I get it because I started in the grassroots level, and I was in a perfect environment to grow, and I really know that the kids they need the best coaches, and that's why ICOACHKIDS it's fantastic, and it's rule number one. It's all about the kids, the kids first. It's also in the Belgian FA. It's the first slogan in coach education. We want to be 100% player centered. It's about the individual, not about the team. It's about every single individual, and that's what it also should be in coaching children and in coaching kids.
Of course. So perhaps we can say this in German too, that for the grassroots,
Kinderfußball.
Genau.
Im Kinderfußball, das ist ganz wichtig, dass wir finden die beste Trainer im Kinderfußball, weil die ersten Momenten, wenn sie Fußball spielen, sind die most wichtige. Ja. Und wir brauchen die besten Coaches, die besten Trainer im Kinderfußball.
Ja, und ich denke nicht nur im Fußball, ich denke in jeder Sportart.
In jeder Sportart, ja. Aber ich denke, ich bin normal im Fußball environment, so ich spreche immer Fußball, aber im Sport sicher. Ja. Wie in Schule. In Schule, wir brauchen die besten Lehrer für die Jungen.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Ja. Das ist, glaube ich, eine ganz wichtige Message. And so we are here together in the ICOACHKIDS conference. So what's the special of this conference?
Yeah, the special, not only of the conference, the special element in ICOACHKIDS is that it's a combination research first, starting from the research, building the best possible program for kids. And I know in sport, coaches, they don't like research. Because they always say, and they are right, they were right in the past, because they say, research, It's from an academic point of view. They don't know what's happening on the pitch. They are far away from the reality. What they do back at university, this research is really based upon the reality. And starting from that reality, building a message that is understandable for coaches and that is clear and easy to apply. And that's the most important thing. And I think it's a really fantastic experience. The ICOACHKIDS pledge, these are the 10 golden rules. It's not just, we sitting around the table and we start inventing some rules and you bring something in, and no. It's starting from a literature review and then a huge review, and their literature research says this is what you need to be in the best possible learning and playing environment for kids. So what I want to say about this pledge, in our national team, which is not children's football, which is not grassroots football, which is elite football, we apply the pledge at 100%, because it's all about, in the pledge, the kids first, but in the elite football, we also should start from the idea, the players first. And they are all different, like the kids are all different. The difference in elite football is, or in elite sport, the level of competences, the level of ability, that there is not so much difference. In grassroots football, you have a team. We did a session today with a team. Yeah, you see, the level is different. There are some who has more abilities, some who has less abilities. But the most important thing for them is they are a team. The social skills, and I always say there, it's football as a school for life.
Ja, perfekt. Okay, danke.
Ja, gerne.
Ja.